Let's welcome back to the show from House Judiciary, Congressman Darrell Issa. Congressman, what do you make of this? Because let's show it, even Biden's own Homeland Security Department Inspector General found they did virtually no vetting. They let in 97,000 evacuees. 5,000 of them at least were considered risks since 2021 here in the U.S. They just caught one threatening to bomb a Fort Worth building in Texas.
Well, Liz, thank you for having me on, and thanks for covering it this way. You know, the only thing I would disagree is it's not hundreds, it's not thousands. The fact is 10 million people came in during the Biden administration, and at the southern border, which includes my district, there was no vetting there either. But what's particularly troublesome about these fraudulent statements made by Biden people during that time is those of us who went to Doha, Qatar, and actually talked to the commanding general who was part of that leapfrogging out of Afghanistan. He told us that he was told that if they put down their name on basically a Post-it note, that would become a paper passport. And those people left with exactly the name they put down, with no biometric, but more importantly, with any name that they chose. So even if you did some checking later, you'd be checking against the name they made up. That's what happened in that feverish withdrawal. It's the reason we're at risk today.
So let me back up. So you're saying that they accepted Post-it notes from people leaving Afghanistan if they could have signed down a fake name and they got into the U.S.? Because we had Jen Psaki, we had Mayorkas, we had Biden, we had Biden's team saying they did vetting. How could they have done vetting when, there's no DMV in Afghanistan? They don't have the same vetting systems as they do here in the U.S. And now you got the Trump team freezing all immigration from 19 nations of concern. They're shutting down illegal immigrants using U.S. financial systems to do cross-border money transfers. I mean, again, they did not have the vetting systems like the U.S. has. They didn't have any identification processes so how could they have allowed a Post-it note used as ID?
Well, yeah, if I have a choice of believing the liars in the White House during the Biden administration or believing a general who had no reason to lie but simply was giving us what the procedure was. He was told they'd check it out further at Fort Dix. Well, we found out later some people just walked out of Fort Dix, so they don't even know where they went. The reality is, Liz, we have tens or hundreds of thousands of people who are dangerous to America who are here. And when President Trump rightfully puts a pause on immigration so he can get caught up, something that hasn't happened since 1924, he's doing it for a good reason. The Biden administration swamped us. We are seeing it every day. You know, in an earlier segment, you had Tim Walz, who right now is trying to account for billions of dollars that people who came in legally have defrauded us of. Can you imagine the people who came in that just put their name, a name they claimed, on a Post-it note, and that became their passport?
Well, they violated their oath to protect and defend America. Congressman Darrell Issa, thanks for being with us tonight.